approaching the athletes, just checking sure that they're doing all right, they're doing okay, getting some good thumbs up. So all is well. But what a fantastic race! Those 4 boats all within about 2 seconds of each other.
That was really impressive because everybody maintained their composure.
Yeah.
Nobody cracked. It was just a matter of who could be the most efficient in these conditions and who had it left to get more boat speed. You know, and you can't give more than that. And that was an excellent race for all of those boats. So I think they can really use that to their advantage going into the final. They haven't seen the boats from the other heat. So now they're going to face them knowing that they just came through in a race like that. I think that's going to be really good for them.
So in the blocks now are the women's U17 8s. Gonna take out my handy binoculars here out from the finish tower, seeing where we're at here. They look to be pulling in. They haven't started just yet, but it is the women's U17 8s who will be up next.
Officials are headed back up towards the start line. The official crew here is, I mean, there are so many great U.S. rowing officials, and many of the best are here at this regatta. This is something they look forward to, and it's something that I think these athletes have earned to have the best of the best, you know, having their backs and making sure everything is safe and fair.
And, you know, also protecting our athletes is the group We Ride Together. Protecting our athletes is key to keeping rowing safe. Find free safeguarding education, abuse prevention resources, and coach and team support at weridetogether.today. So in the blocks now, we see the women's U17 8s getting ready to launch.
That's a really great shot of the start line. It's like they look very calm, and they are, and it's about to be chaos, and there we go.
The flurry of oars and splashes of blades. Everyone's trying to get out of there as fast as possible. In this women's U17 8s, so 8 lanes of 8s, we have TBC, who are going to be on the near shore lane. Next to them will be Oakland Strokes, Newport. Then in that third to left position, White Marsh there in the middle, Triangle next to them. Third from the right, Marin, Cincinnati Juniors, second to the right, and Greenwich Crew in the far lane farthest from shore.
So there's a lot of heavy hitters in this race, a lot of crews that are known for racing 8s really fast. So it's going to be exciting to watch who is able to execute their race plan and stay calm in the conditions, which actually these conditions have calmed down beautifully. So this is a great time to be racing this piece. It's going to be fair, and it's going to be fun. There's a first shot from the overhead, and it looks like our first leader is Greenwich Crew in lane number 7. And then we've got Marin not very far behind in lane number 5, closely followed by Cincinnati Juniors in 6, but also out on the other side of the course, we've got the Oakland Strokes in lane number 1. So a pretty good spread. No one else is more than a half a length behind. TBC Racing is about 2 or 3 seats behind the Oakland Strokes. Newport is about maybe a half a boat length behind the Strokes. White Marsh is probably 2 or 3 seats behind Newport. And Triangle is right there in the middle.
I love this shot. We can see Greenwich Crew on the far side of the screen, close to that coach's bike peloton. I'm looking at their coxswain. She's looking directly at the bow card of, is that Triangle or is that Marin? What are we looking at? Marin.
That's Marin.
So I think what she's saying to her crew is, give me that bow ball. So what that means is she wants where she's sitting in her boat with her crew in Greenwich, she wants her seat to sit on the bow ball of Marin. Marin maybe could hear that. They're not yielding any distance. So good move, good call on the part of Greenwich. Marin, great response. Bow card here, one of Oakland Strokes. Also throwing their card into the mix, staying just a hair ahead of Newport and TBC. But this is going to be really exciting. We're talking about heavy hitters. Each one of these programs are used to really tight eights racing. Every single boat, with the exception now, I think, of Greenwich, has some sort of overlap with the crews next to them. So Greenwich does look like they have about an inch of open water. So the coxswain did get that bow ball and is now surging ahead to get open before they hit the 1,000 meters.
Right, and then we've got Marin right now sitting second, but only about 2 or 3 seats ahead of Cincinnati Juniors. And then still over in lane 1, we've got the Oakland Strokes, who are now being really challenged by Newport. And also, I think Triangle up there isn't ready to let Marin go yet. So, and then White Marsh next to them, about a half a length down, maybe, just along with TBC Racing A, who is right across from White Marsh. So this, we do have sections of this race, but there's nobody outside of it.
No, and I think this is where the plan, the race strategy comes into play. Sometimes crews are a little slower out of the gates, and they know that, they expect it, and then once they hit the 500, they hit their base pace, and they get down to business. Once they hit 750, they start to pour on a little more, technical focus thrown in at the 1,000, and now we're seeing some really good moves happening so that they can try to tighten up the field all the way down the course. Still Greenwich Crew into this this right side of the screen, far side of the course, open water over the rest of the field. But Marin, really good second place position. Cincinnati Juniors and Oakland Strokes still really close, but wow, Newport and Triangle definitely in the hunt to be top 4, because again, top 4 advance out of this semi to the A final. Greenwich probably feels pretty good right about now.
I would agree with that, and I would also agree that Cincinnati Juniors and Marin, having each other to work with and against, are going to help each other keep going at the speed that they're at. But I think for that 4th place spot, I think time will tell in this next, probably not even, I don't think we'll see it I think we'll see movement before we get to the last 250 about who's ready to step out.
I think everyone's sort of holding back until they cross the 500.
Yes.
I mean, you're never really holding back in the third 500, but they all know they have another 500 to go. But it's Greenwich Crew who crosses in first. Second is Marin. Third, Cincinnati Juniors. But fourth is a 3-boat race there between Oakland Strokes, Newport, and Triangle. Contact still with White Marsh in the middle, but again, I'll say it again, top 4 advance. So this is an incredibly pressure point here in the time of the race. All these crews have now been near the beach. And if you're here to support any of these crews, they can hear you, they can feel you. They want to know that you're there for them. Greenwich Crew, strong position, out in front, open water over the rest of the field. Marin in second place, but Cincinnati Juniors is moving. They are moving on Marin.
Absolutely. And that just happened probably in the last 8 to 10 strokes, where they took the stroke rate up perhaps a little bit, or they just put the hammer down a little bit. But it's still too close to call, really, between those two. This is exciting.
Yeah, we can hear the cheers on shore. There's some cowbell out there, and I'm sure the athletes can hear that and feel that. So Greenwich Crew still in a really commanding lead here at this point. Marin in second, but looks like Cincinnati just took up the rate. Cincinnati now, their bow ball is moving on Marin. Marin responding by bumping up the rate a touch, but it looks like those two have now pulled nearly level. Marin, their advantage is getting smaller and smaller as they come towards the finish line. But now now, as we look across at the finish line, it is Greenwich Crew who is in your first place position. Marin may have staved off this charge from Cincinnati to keep second. Then Cincinnati in second. Nearshore Oakland Strokes, fantastic fourth place finish. Then Triangle, Newport, White Marsh, and TBC.
What a great race. That was really fun. That was really exciting.
All coming down there to that last little bit. This is going to be, again, another exciting thing for the final.
Yep.
Clear, first place, Greenwich Crew, really well rode there, probably also focusing on their time, seeing what they can throw down against Row America Rye, who are coming down the course after them. But again, really tight racing in the middle of the pack. And that's what you love to see.
Absolutely, which is going to make that B final equally as exciting. I think it wouldn't surprise me to see times in the B final, the winning times of the B final, be at or faster than the trailing times in the A final. So that's just the sign of a good, solid event, with the right people here.
In the start.